Hi, I'm Julie Hunt. Welcome back to your 31-day meditation collective. Today's meditation is a mindfulness practice. It's a mindful eating meditation. And I invite you to bring a little snack, something that's small. Apples are great, raisins, a piece of fruit, a grape, a piece of chocolate is my personal favorite, dark chocolate. Anything that is a small, something you can put in the palm of your hands. So you can pause the video, you can grab a bite of food. I also like to talk about gratitude before I eat. Some people have often heard me say before our meals that I give a blessing that brings the whole of life into the meal. So I begin by blessing the food. Thank you for the sun and the rain and the soil. And thank you for the people that harvested the food, that planted the seeds into the ground and nurtured it until it became its full harvest, and picked the apples, the strawberries, the carrots, everything that has been grown. I bless the transportation that has brought the food to the store, perhaps the manufacturers that did the packaging. And there's so many different people that have touched the food, even down to the canvas bag that we put our groceries in. And when you think about that, it makes this meal a collective. It makes it a community. And if you think about all of the pieces that have touched that meal, it can be as simple as a 5-ingredient meal, and it's full of love and attention of people that have touched that, the chef, the cook that has made or prepared that meal, all the way to nature and the ground that it was brought in. So that is sometimes the piece of gratitude, kind of the blessing that I will offer sometimes for the meal. And now we'll start the meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable seated position. And just let your whole body relax without any expectations, without any anticipation. There's nothing difficult. There's nothing you need to do. This pure enjoyment exercise allows you really to enliven all of the senses, shutting down the thought process of evaluation and worry and stress, allowing the body to fully receive the nourishment of the food, allowing the senses to open, and really having this focal point of the piece of food and all of the senses that brings you into the now. And we can use this practice anytime we sit down to a meal, to our 3 meals a day. We can take these mindfulness practices into our day. And so I invite you, have a piece of chocolate, just to put your food in your hands and simply notice it. You might soften your gaze. Just notice the color. You might move it a little bit and see the shape. See the texture, the curves, the edges. You might notice its imperfections, the color, maybe the variations in the color, and just allow your sight to rest on this piece of food. And perhaps your gaze comes to the center or in one particular spot of the food. And just noticing as your gaze rests in that particular spot, if the visual changes, if the sense of sight changes. Maybe you see more detail. Maybe a slight variation in the color. With your awareness there, you might notice the difference from when you first looked at that piece, that object, into when you really focus in on one specific spot. And you might Bring your awareness to your hands and the feeling of the piece of food on your hands where it's touching your fingers. You might notice the temperature of the food. You might notice what hand you eat with and begin to feel the energy of the hand, and very slowly feel your fingers reaching for the object, and imagine that you are bringing it up to your mouth and your lips. Feel how different it feels in your hand or your fingertips. And with this beautiful, slow mindfulness, feel the movement of the hands. Maybe you can feel the air touching the skin and the difference as you move the hand. Maybe there's even a slight, very minor difference in the temperature of the air. Before you take a bite or you bring that food close to your lips, I invite you to smell that food. And just take in the aroma. You might notice its subtleties, or it might be a stronger scent. You might feel that scent moving into your nose. And just notice the quality of the smell. And let your full awareness focus on the smell of that piece of food. The sense of smell is the sense that brings us more quickly back to a memory than any other of the five senses. So this sense of smell right now, the next time you smell this food, you might even come back to this space of rest and relaxation. You might see if that smell is even in your mouth. You might notice that you already have a responsiveness in the mouth. Noticing a texture in the mouth, if there are any changes. Perhaps you're slightly salivating. You might even see if you can imagine the taste, the smell in the mouth. And before you bring that food to your lips, notice if there's any other taste in the mouth. And mindfully bringing the piece of food up to your lips, notice it just touching your lips. Notice the movement of the mouth as you receive the food into your mouth. You might take a bite of apple. You might hear that crunch. You might hear any other noises as the food is coming into your mouth, as it touches your teeth or your tongue. You might let the food rest on your tongue, both feeling the touch on your tongue and also the taste as it just rests. You might even feel like it's melting into the tongue. You might notice that the tongue is actually dissolving and changing the taste a little bit. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. And taste the food. Notice how different the taste is with this heightened level of awareness. You might notice what a beautiful ritual that eating can be in receiving the food. And if you haven't already, either chewing or just having the awareness that this piece of food is going to move down the throat. Imagine it moving into the digestive system. The food nourishing the cells of the body, this gorgeous fuel that keeps the body alive and healthy. This piece of food is no small thing. This is fuel for you. It is life force. It is giving you energy and health. You might imagine how the body is going to use this energy as it digests the food. And just allow yourself to rest here, noticing any sensations in the body. Noticing any sensation in the mouth. You might listen, see if you can hear anything externally or maybe within the body, maybe in the digestive tract. Allowing yourself to have a moment of gratitude for all of the senses in the body. For letting us take in the world how we choose. We have a choice of what we want to focus on, and knowing that we can shift our focus at any moment from one sense to the next, into what we look at and see and touch and taste and feel. And the next time that we enjoy a meal, we enjoy every bit of it with all of the senses, enjoying the sounds, perhaps, or the conversation or the laughter of anyone around us, maybe even the sounds of the kitchen. Having gratitude for the light that lights your food, for the abundance, for healthy choices that you make. And before opening your eyes, if you'd like to take a moment and just set an intention for yourself and how you would like to receive your food. And any mindfulness practices that you would like to bring into your eating, into the relationship with your food, your choices, the nourishment. Just allow yourself to plant a seed of intention for how you'd like to receive your nourishment from your food. And when you feel ready, softly opening the eyes And bringing your awareness back into the room. You have a snack perhaps, the rest of your apple. I have chocolate to eat. If you're doing chocolate and you love chocolate and it's something that you eat, it's always fun to try a different flavor than what you usually try. So if you like milk, try dark or something, and it kind of enlivens those senses. So thank you so much. Bring these practices into your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I also teach a lot of Ayurvedic practices to help you set your nutrition habits. So if you'd like to ask any questions in the comments, I read all of them. Tell me about your mindful eating practices. Please like this video, subscribe, and I'll be right back here. I'll meet you here for tomorrow's meditation.